Hi there and welcome back to Stellaris Dev Diary 116, 117, the post-launch supports and the coming beta patch that is now an opt-in beta. We'll talk about all these two dev diaries and the beta patch and at the end the full patch notes of the beta patch in this video. So, what is it about? 116 was, I say, a very primitive dev diary, just putting it out there, just giving a thumbs up that things are worked on. For example, mechanics of war. This is a picture of a limited victory mechanic that they're introducing for subjugation and ideology wars in the rolling beta. And what you can see here is that you can create a partial victory or limited victory where a new empire will be created instead of the ideology is completely imposed on the foreign empire. There will be, out of some of the occupied worlds, will be a new Mirren empire created that has, basically the ideology that you wished for, so will be your friend. So that's the very short dev diary 116. Let's go to 117. So there's the rolling beta now. 211, we'll talk about that after the dev diary. First, the dev diary 117, post-launch support part 2. There's L cluster variety. They've heard about the issues about the L cluster, that it lacks also balance and variety. So it was feeling a bit underwhelming. Negative outcomes were just more exciting and all kinds of things like that about the L cluster. So what they will do is they want to create a little bit more balance, some AI fixes and a little bit more variety. They have decided to invest a fair amount of additional time and resources into it and will create some more content for it. That is, of course, with creating new content, that takes time. It is likely a few weeks away, but it will come. Then there's the performance issue of the game in 2.1 compared to 2.0. There is some stuttering in 2.1, and it's a high priority issue that they are absolutely intending to resolve. So the L cluster repairs, so to say, will be something for the creative team. The performance ones will be for the programming team, it seems. They've also put in a little modding support feature they are putting in the rolling beta. When you name objects in script, such as naming a newly created fleet or using the setName function, the script will now take a scope, meaning that you can, for example, create a ship named after a leader or renamed a planet dynamically after the species living there, which is very cool for mods, I think. Makes for cool, very special galaxies. Now let's continue to the 2.1.1 patch. And there we are, the 2.1.1 beta patch available. It's an opt-in patch. You here have how you activate it. Go to Steam library, right click on Stellaris, properties, then betas tab, choose 2.1.1 beta. I've also linked a 1 minute long video on how to do this that I've done quite some time ago, very short without advertisements. So now let's continue to the full patch contents, because you want to know if you want to opt in, right? It's potentially endangering your saves, but not a very high probability. I've done all the opt-ins and my saves have always held, even though I've always made extra saves, of course. So, what is the free features of the 2.1.1? Hyperlane density can now be changed to full, which guarantees every possible hyperlane will exist, coming close to the warp feeling. You can now choose to start in a trinary or binary star system when creating your empire. Pretty cool. Experimental ETA feature put in for starship movement orders, telling you the approximate date of arrival. Also pretty cool. now possible to achieve partial victory in subjugation and liberation wars, with occupied systems splitting off as a new subject or ally in the event of a status quo peace. Really cool new option for war. I think war is the field, especially the diplomacy around war, that needs to be worked on, and they are doing that. Balance. Increased power usage of torpedoes, reduced frequency of gaining L-gate insights from unrelated anomalies by 70%. That was happening all too often, it seems. A technology must now be researched after gathering all L-gate insights before you can start the project to open the gates. Reduced hit points of missiles across the board, making point defense more potent. The Prosperity faction will now be happier if you have war policy set to defensive wars only. The Imperialist faction is now also okay with ideological wars and will only be angry if policy is set to defensive wars only. UI, new icon for the L cluster, always helps. Performance, cache tile resource production for faster performance, more border calculations optimization. Borders are now only updated if they need to be, reducing unnecessary operations. I like that. Also, they should somehow improve processor usage. I mean, I've been using the fast forward feature. That's something to test setups. Like you basically make the game calculate itself for a couple of years, and if you do that, it uses like the maximum amount of CPU that Stellaris will ever use. And yeah, I mean, it's coming close to 10 or 11%. So if it would use the CPU more, maybe one could increase the performance too. I don't know. It could be possible. That would be my wish for performance. Just using the resources there better. So that at least people with quick computers have it also a little bit easier. But yeah, of course it's also, I mean, this is also very good for people who play this on ages-old machines. And I know that's kind of a charm of the Paradox games, so I'm also for these optimizations. It's very necessary that you can play it like on your old computer that is 7 years old. Why not? I also have such a computer and I love it. It's still doing great. Still doing great. Then modding. Moved scripted variables for buildings into the scripted variables file. Saved event targets should now always persist through special projects. Added an is event design setting for event ship designs that should be blocked by Fleet Manager. And improved performance of global saved event targets. So also some improved performance and some design settings for, yeah, more creative naming. Then we have a lot of bug fixes. That's always my favorite thing. Not that exciting, but it's just, I love that they're fixing bugs. Bugs can break your game and your fun. Fixed a bug where guaranteed nearby colonizable worlds sometimes did not appear. Oh, yeah, I had that in a game of mine. I was wondering, like, no planets that I could colonize. Well, okay. Fixed pop modifier out of sync in multiplayer. That's always good. I mean, I know multiplayer can be terrible because of out of sync. Fixed several other OOS out of sync causes with convoluted causes, and several crashes with similarly arcane origin stories. That's impressive too. At a distant star's ownership icon for multiplayer setup. Fixed an out of sync related to ship armor stats. What? Fixed missing ambient sounds for certain star classes. There are special ambient sounds for certain star classes. Cool. Fixed missing brain slug traits for scientists and admirals. Yeah, I've missed them. Fixed getting brain slugs and other non-robotic traits for event-spawned robotic leaders. Fixed the asteroid collision anomaly awarding the wrong deposit type. Fixed and hope achievement for opening the L cluster not being awarded. Fixed missing text description for the L-gate insight technology. Missing were added in phase disruptor tech description. Fixed other typos rendering the game literally unplayable. Alright. Typos making the game literally unplayable. I think that's somehow ironic. Fixed some horizon signal related building tooltips. Improved Yankee death animations, giving rise to a desire for a new 1930s dance craze. I don't know what they smoked during this dev diary, but maybe they also drank something. Fixed cases where you would sometimes not identify Leviathans after meeting them. This should also fix curators not having anything to say about them. Fixed the Great Tempest event having two choices with identical outcomes because it was painfully close to much of real life. Gestalt consciousness can no longer pick Liberation Wars policy as it did nothing for them anyway. Phase-shifting planet now has an edge case handling if a nation completes the project before researching the anomaly. Good. Pacification of space amoebas or crystals now turns them neutral instead of friendly because, come on guy, you don't know me like that. Yeah. Fixed Fanatic Purifier, Devouring Swarm and Determined Exterminator Empire suddenly becoming socially presentable when talking to the curators about L-gates. Oh, come on, these abuses were so fun. Fixed instances where empires created after initial L-gate activation would be unable to use the L-gates. Interesting. Fixed the text overflow issue in the anomaly tracker. Fixed bunker bot anomaly not generating an L-gate inside. Fixed the crash. The gateway type doesn't exist. Affected certain mods. Fixed an out of sync due to experimental subspace navigation. That is the stuff, the new warp of science ships. Added missing modifier string for all languages. Marauder neighbor events can no longer trigger for empires that have no communications with them. Oh yeah, I had that often, and I always sought for it. I always searched and I thought, where is that stuff? No, it's just on the other end of the galaxy. Properly calculate cached values when ships are created, meaning fleet power is now displayed correctly. Fix the bug where freshly created ships would not benefit immediately from bonus hull point effects. Address a couple of edge cases that might cause improper strategic resource tech weights. Added go-to buttons to a couple of anomalies. Fix the cause of ship stats out of syncs. Some code was executed in unsafe order somehow when recalculating for Hotjoy. Scriptable localization error logging fix, and the most important bug fix at the end. Asteroids can now glow and have rainbow unicorns on them. That's it. Thank you for listening. If you're interested in Stellaris, I'd recommend that you subscribe to the channel or join the Discord. I've linked the Discord in the description below, and you know how to subscribe to the channel, of course, because you have a star-like intelligence. Thank you for watching and happy gaming to you. This is Immanuel Khan, signing out.